Hi, my name is Simone and I'm the Zen Mommy. I help people with spiritual awakening and navigating your ascension. And if you're new to my channel, please take the time to subscribe and press the bell button for future notifications of when I release my videos. And I want to thank everyone who's joining me today, and I really appreciate my subscribers who's been with me since I don't know how long. um, I really appreciate being here, being able to make these YouTube messages. So today I have a topic. My topic is women's intuition and anxiety. And this is something that's very important because a lot of us have intuitive abilities. Not a lot of us, we all do. Some of us is just more sensitive to it than others. Some of us have more practice than others, but it's a gift that we all came with in this reality, is intuition. Well, for woman's intuition, let me first talk about what woman's intuition is. Woman's intuition, I guess that's the title for it, the label for it, is when a woman feels a strong intuition about something happening before it happens, especially something bad happening. And it feels like anxiety. It feels like it's a very dreadful feeling. It's like, I know something is wrong or something is about to go wrong. And it plagues you all day almost until the event happens and you'll be like, oh, that was it. And so that is intuition. We've coined the label women's intuition. That's what I used to hear growing up because I was plagued with that feeling. I always had that anxiety, that feeling that would hit me and it would be so uncomfortable. And then it always was followed by something bad happening. And so this is like, again, this is intuitive abilities. And I believe that may say women's intuition because women have it a lot more, especially that we are parents and stuff. We are these nurturers that are really connected to our children. And a lot of times when something goes wrong, we can feel it. But it's not just women who have it, but it's just something I think most women go through where all of a sudden you get this bad feeling and you think something's wrong, you don't know what. And it's, we call it anxiety. And the reason why I want to talk about that, because in terms of the universe and law of attraction, which manages all vibrations, this particular vibration of anxiety will align us to things that make us even more anxious. And so I want to talk about that because I'm going through that right now. And that's something I've really had throughout my life. And, as I started to learn everything I'm learning about energy, the universe, and law of attraction, I began to question. I remember I had this anxiety feeling, and usually it's really followed by something bad happening the same day, a few days later, within that week, pretty much. And I would get that feeling, and then I would be like, oh, something's bad is going to happen. But then I started to think about in terms of the law of attraction. See, the law of attraction is what manages all vibrations. So the law of attraction, is it me who attracted the event to me, the bad event to me I was anxious about? Or is it intuition or ability to just coming in to tell me the future before it's happening? Well, technically, according to according to that, everything is energy and vibrations, and they all have to match. We are actually in a point of aligning ourselves with something happening negative because we have that feeling. Why would we have that feeling? Like a lot of times like this recent time I had that feeling. I couldn't put my finger on why, but I know I had that feeling and something happened that I did not expect. And started to think I started to get to the bottom of why I was feeling anxious and how could this have been a manifestation of my anxiousness, this thing that happened, or how could or I was thinking, how could that be a manifestation? How did I attract that? How do I not do that in the future? And so I began to notice. Okay, so I began to notice at first my anxiety that I first had was I was uploading some YouTube videos, and my my ego has been trying to tell me not to open up as much as I'm opening up. And so when I upload the video, I feel a little anxiety that some people might not like it, or people might get negative comments and stuff. And I think that anxiety vibration that I had for that brief moment of not even a brief moment, but I mean, it was more than a brief moment, but the moments that I had that vibration of, oh God, what if one of my subscribers don't like it, or what if some rando, religious person says all this negative stuff. And the thing is, I started to realize that even those things, the negative, comments or negative things, there's something that I'm for some reason attracting into my vibration. But because that moment I was thinking that it would happen, it put me in a vibration of anxiety. Okay, so I had the anxiety yesterday. I tried to, but what I tried to do is I used cannabis, really helps with anxiety. It did clear it, but I woke up again with anxiety again. And so then I realized today, Dorian called me and he had some news and the news was something that we wasn't expecting. And I said to him, this is why I was having anxiety. He said, I was thinking that too, but I was also thinking it just don't come out of the blue. And the situation that we had, okay, so should I say the situation? So the situation we had, actually I'll go into the situation, is that, we had an issue in our condo and we had to stay in a hotel until it was fixed for a couple months. And so the housing association took fault. They said they would pay it. But when we gave them our bills, all of a sudden they don't believe that we were staying in a hotel or paid that much for food. And they think that, we're lying about, how much we make. Instantly, Dorian and I, we were frustrated, and I was thinking, they're just doing this, because we're black. And so we got into that vibration for a second, like getting upset. We're getting a lawyer because we have already talked to a lawyer. And I was just like, no, Dorian, look, I said, let's handle this, the right way. Okay. I said, let's get out of the vibration of being upset, thinking they're being racist. I said, because that vibration is just going to attract more negativity. You see, when we get that kind of negative energy in our field, extremes of a negative emotion, it's like a nuclear bomb going off in your metaphysical energy. And therefore you are like a magnet to any situation. Like they can feel this hostility and negative energy, and then they will fight back and make the whole situation worse. And I said, first, Dwayne, let's just handle this the way we know how best. I said, get off the phone. I'm gonna meditate. You're at work. When you get your moments, I want you to close your eyes, meditate, send out positive energy. So we're gonna handle this within. This is what I talk about on my channel, right? And so I got off. I sat down there right there and I meditated. And as I meditated, I cleared my energy. I figured I did what I talk about. I started focusing on the positive, focusing on the things I was going to do with Zen Mommy, my business. I started focusing on some of the goals we wish to have. I started to imagine and dream and getting a good feeling about it. And then as I was in that good feeling, my higher self started talking to me. She's all, Simone, this is why you're out of alignment. You need to be, you're out of alignment. You stop meditating as much. You stop focusing on the positive. With all the stuff going on, living in the hotels, everything was off. And she started, my higher self was like, you got to get back in alignment. You know these problems you're having, you know exactly how to handle them. I've had this issue where I felt like when I first started my channel, I had this zeal, this energy, this lightness I felt all the time that I haven't felt like that. And she said, this is why. She said, you got to remember how you felt, then remember how much you was meditating. And so I started to realize I wasn't in alignment with my inner being. I haven't been in alignment with source like I should be. I have my moments of good alignment, but to focus, to we have to purify our thoughts and energy. We have to align ourselves before we go to bed and wake up in the morning to ensure that we have a day without anxiety or fears. What we want to do is we want to attract positive things and positive positive vibrations to us, positive encounters with people. And in order to do that is you need to have yourself in alignment, and it has to be work, and it has to be a daily process. And so as I was thinking of that, I was also seeing that this is with the whole women's intuition in. It's not that we're having a premonition something bad is about to happen. We've aligned our energy to anxiety, so something bad is bound to happen. So in the way you are being psychic, because you're aligned there, you'd be like, oh, it's coming. You're expecting it to come, so the negative event comes. So that's kind of what it is with the intuition, women's intuition and anxiety. And seeing that now, seeing that just like, I just sat here and cleared my mind, and my higher self had a whole like talk with me, telling me that you got to get back in alignment. You can't expect magic to happen if you're not working inside on that magic. And so I wanted to share that because that was interesting that, I learned that, because like anxiety is something a lot of us is plagued with, but we have to get to the bottom of why we're being anxious. What were your thoughts on when it first started? Are you still focusing on it? When you feel something intense as anxiety, and although this is so hard to do, but the best thing to do is sit down and calm. And at first, sit down, calm your mind. I started listening to a meditation music, some falling water. You have to start stimulating that relaxation and calm state in your mind. And when you start to do that, at first it won't happen right away. So don't get frustrated when you don't feel it right in that moment, but give it some time, calm your mind. And what I do is I start going into I start visualizing what I want. Anything that makes you happy, makes you in a high vibration. I started visualizing how I wanted, to manifest my business and my store, and had experience. And I started thinking about how we're going to be manifesting this whole life together and getting away from these three-dimensional things in the matrix. And I started to feel good in that vibration. So you want to do it until you feel a change in vibration, until you start feeling lighter and happier and fulfilled. And you're going to instantly have some relief from anxiety. And it's really hard because anxiety cripples you once you start to feel anxiety. And I understand where that comes from, that the pharmaceutical companies have made billions on our anxiety alone. And we are in a world that, because our auric energy, our energies, it extends outside of this human body, because we're spirit, right? But you have to understand that because it does that, we're more susceptible to, say you walk by somebody who's riddled with anxiety and drama and all kinds. You could just walk by them like that. Your auric field interacts with their auric field, and the next thing you know, you've picked up some of that anxiety. It's not even your anxiety, and you're feeling like crap. Okay, so you got to start purifying that energy, purifying your field. When you feel like something like anxiety, you're empathic. You know what I'm saying? This is an empath thing. You have to understand, you have to start balancing yourself and getting in alignment, trying to get grounded, try to bring your spirit all back and realize who I am and who I am, and this anxiety energy is not my energy. And when you say that and you think that and you tell your mind this energy is not mine, your mind has to listen to you. And that's how you kind of get rid of. Then you can do things like sage your energy, purify your energy. There's different ways with stones. You can take showers, ritual baths. I have a sage spray I sell on my website. You can use it in your car, in your room, anywhere you want. Sometimes I just spray it around me. And, it's filled with positive energy. Like I focus high vibrations into the water. I make it on a full moon. I let it sit in full moon water. And so like I take a lot of time to put positive energy into my sage spray. And so you can actually make your own sage spray. You could buy some or you can actually make it. It's so easy to make. I'll do a tutorial one day. And you just focus all those positive good thoughts into something. And you use that something, like I put it into a bottle of sage spray, and you use that to clean out and purify that energy, because that energy, just because you don't think you can see it, it totally exists. And water of all things can read that vibration. So I guess focusing on purifying energy, and I'm glad that I went through this to be able to share this, and I'm able to share it in the moment because I just got through meditating. Anything else I wanted to share? Oh yeah, watch this situation turn around. Now that we didn't get all in our anxiety and angry, watch us turn this situation around. I'll give you guys an update on that later. And I appreciate you guys for watching my videos. Thank you so much. Peace and love. Namaste. Oh, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. Links are below. Bye.